Hello. Welcome to Trepang2. I'm Not, and I'll be running New Game Restricted. And on commentary, I have Batchee with me. Say hello.
What's up? I'm Batchee. I ran the unrestricted category for a while, and yeah, I'm washed, but I'm still here to support the homie. So,
Yeah. Anyways, let's start the run. Playing on easy, cause funny tricks. Anyways, time starts in three, two, one.
and now time to walk for a minute and 40 seconds or something like that. I'm not too sure. Uh, this is the most annoying part of the run. I wish there was like a mod that we use that skipped this, but there isn't. So it's cope and seethe for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll talk about, while Naut's doing this, I'll talk about the requirements for restricted compared to unrestricted specifically. So in unrestricted, anything goes basically, but in restricted, we aren't allowed to go out of bounds, which maybe I'll mention a couple of out of bounds spots that we can't use just because I'm more in tune with unrestricted. But yeah, basically everything else is allowed. There's tons of cool movement that we do that isn't intentional, but it kind of is. And there's like one glitch in this run that is allowed, and it's gonna come up right at the end of this. And yeah, but it's basically just no out of bounds. So yeah, um, yeah, there isn't really much to talk about for a little bit. I would like to. I'll explain everything as it comes up, but yeah, and for those who don't know, Trepang2 is a spiritual successor to the Fear games, specifically Fear 1, because no one likes Fear 2 or 3. Um, but yeah, but this one's like a lot more movement focused compared to Fear, and is a lot faster. Like think of it like a Fear and meets Call of Duty. So here's the glitch in Restricted. You basically, if you crouch before you unlock your restraints, it skips a picking up weapon animation, which allows us to immediately shoot that door. In current patch, so with the DLC runs, we do have to watch that. So what Nat's about to do here is a jump kick, as you just saw. That was a slide jump kick, which is the more powerful version. Basically, what that is it converts all of your movement momentum, and if you're sliding, it's sliding momentum, into the opposite direction of where you kick from the ground. So, and which that allows us to do tons of interesting movement stuff. So, if you can see at the bottom with that yellow bar that's decreasing, that is the stamina meter. And the stamina meter is basically how you run, how you slide, and you get infinite stamina when you kill enemies. So the run is a lot of bouncing, killing enemies that are in your way, along with like trying to move as fast as possible. Because slide canceling, which is what he's doing right now, where you start a slide and then you end it right before it slows you down, is the fastest form of movement. And yeah. But obviously we have to manage our stamina. What you can see now doing right there is he's using the slow-mo thing to regain some of his stamina when he runs out. So he can do constant slide kicks and stuff, like slide cancels and stuff like that. So he always has stamina, and it's the fastest way to move. This is 105, I believe. He got stabbed by a sword that you can get in the DLC, but we never see it in this category. He tried playing some knife roulette, and he lost, and that's where he is right now. And I believe we are coming across up to our first arena after this movement. If you don't know what an arena is in speedrunning terms, it's basically you have a segment where you have to kill every single enemy in a specific area before you can progress. And then what he's going to do here is he's going to run in and, like, immediately and then kill all these guys except for one. And then this one guy he's going to use in just a second with the grenade feature, so you can basically stick a grenade to the guy and then throw it at these guys, and then it blows them all up. And that just skips the mini arena type thing that's right there. And that's basically the fastest way to do this. And here, this is now it's like actually a legend in this category. So he takes all of the really complicated strategy, all the complicated routes that like are a lot harder to pull off. Generally, like someone like me who's a bit less experienced and not a world record holder in this game at all would instead just take the slightly slower route, but safer route. But here, he's just doing really fast routes because he was on that. It's like How long did it take you to grind for world record?
6 months.
Yeah, the 6-month grind definitely paid off. So here we have a weird like wave section fight. Basically, what it is all these elevators are going to have enemies spawn in them, and when so my brain's not working. So these guys are gonna spawn, and he's gonna throw a grenade at some of them, and then kill the other one as fast as possible. Basically, making this section go as fast, like move as fast as possible without any issues. I don't know if this is like a difficult thing. Generally, in unrestricted, we skip this entire fight by going out of bounds and hitting a specific trigger that kind of just spawns in the ending, and we just use that. But for here, we have to go through this fighting sequence, but it is very impressive watching whenever Naut gets a run done. It's impressive watching him do some cool combat sequences that you don't get to see in unrestricted. So, yeah. Yeah, so again, he's just gonna kill all these guys as fast as he can, which ends the wave, and then he has like a 15-20 second waiting period before the next one. We're coming up to the last mini wave. I guess I'll explain what a high value target is. It's just a target with a title. When he kills it, it'll say high value target eliminated. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't have to kill, you're not specifically required to kill them in order to progress in many spots. This one's just kind of a kill them because you have to kill all the enemies, right? Yeah, he's a little locked in, so we'll just so we're coming out on the end of Site 14, I believe that's what it's called. And he's just gonna get into this helicopter and wait out a 30-second cutscene. It's very slow, but it's very fancy cinematic. Insert movie title with a shooty protagonist here. And now it's time for a very slow cutscene with the Trepang logo. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the first level. We're going to the safe house, in which there's not much that goes on. He basically just changes the costume, and then talks, and then picks up the next level, which is Pandora Institute. So once he gets through the safe house, which I believe we go through the safe house like 4 or 5 times in the run. Honestly, I can't remember, but here we are. Skip the cutscene to immediately get to the bottom. Open the door and run as fast as he can to the locker so he can change his appearance. I'm curious. I don't know what drip it looks like, the good old gray suit and black shoes. Very stylish. And then you have to pick the difficulty every single time for each level, but it takes like half a second to do it. So all of this is going to be on easy. There's no reason not to do it on easy. It makes combat easier and allows for a few tricks. So, on to Pandora Institute. So, immediately we are waiting out a cutscene. It's like, I believe I timed it before. It was like a 20 or 30-second cutscene.
It's like
good time.
if I recall correctly. It's like 38.
Yeah. We'll find out. Yeah, good time to text your mom on what's for dinner because us speedrunners are bunkered in our room all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best for commentary here. I watched the Naut's run a couple of times before this, just to make sure I know, but we usually skip this fight in unrestricted, so he's gonna go downstairs and kill some enemies on his way. The goal is to kill the turret that's shooting air forces of our side down. I don't remember the exact lore of this game, so I don't know which side's whose. But I believe the bad guys on us are Horizon, but he's shutting off the turret so air forces can come in. And now it's just going to be a matter of, I believe he has to kill everybody. If he's not, yeah, he has to kill everybody here, so this is another arena. But once he gets through that, it's going to be a lot more slide canceling. But I believe, if not now, yeah, so he's going to drop some supplies just for some guns, ammo and stuff that I doubt we'll even need much. And an explosive. So I didn't know about this until I watched Naut's runs, that you can shoot those little boxes open, which saves like 4 seconds compared to opening them manually. So, pretty good find. I don't know if he found it or if somebody else did, but regardless, very cool. We're in another arena, a lot shorter of one than the last one. We're just gonna blow up another door. This takes about like 4 seconds each. There's not really many ways to skip it unless you want to skip the entire level. Another vent crawl, but for like there's another one coming up later. But now he's just gonna be slide canceling through this courtyard, and then he's going to jump on some geometry to get to the top floor without having to go inside, which obviously saves some time. And then, so this barrier door, there's a couple of them in the game, and basically you have to activate them and then deactivate the door from the circuit breaker box, and then run back. Pretty much it's just a way for the game to allow more enemies encounters without having to make new levels. And now we're on one of the few arenas that I'm familiar with as well. So he's gonna kill all these guys and then blow up the door. You don't have to kill them all, but it's just way easier to. You need to kill them all anyways. And then he's gonna kill all these guys. And then turn down another barrier. And hopefully kill these guys faster. You might have missed one behind you.
No,
no, you're good, okay. And so he's gonna go into slow-mo and throw grenades at these guys and miss a few just because game sucks, not him. And then he's going to kill all these guys, which spawns another wave of enemies with a high-value target. He's going to grenade as many as he can, and then just take care of the rest with some good old shotgun blast. And now, yeah, that was actually really good. Alright, and then another supply drop. He switched to the sniper just for more precise aiming in some sections. He's gonna blow this up, and then we're on to going into the actual institute. Good old Anton Lazar, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. He's just kinda saying how this place is awesome and it's designed to save lives or something like that. I'm not too sure about the lore. I kinda just speedrun this game, not really spending too much time casually. So this is a very movement-heavy section. You can see all these weird RE4 regenerators on the wall. It's pretty cool. And we're trying to save a man that's Dr. Emerson. He has a lot of vital information. He's going to go through this elevator, which will take him to the next level of the Pandora Institute. In Restricted, we kind of just go out of bounds before we even get here. But obviously we can't do that here. But basically while he's in the elevator, the next area is loading. So yeah, and it's kind of just a long wait. There's not much to do. You'll see Naut doing a lot of goofy stuff or practicing his jump kicks or just smacking walls and stuff. There's really not a lot to these sections. But so there's two kinds of themes to each level. This one's the introduction. So there's the Horizon levels, and then there's another kind of thing, another faction, and then there's the anomaly levels. This is like an introduction to the anomaly levels. It's kind of just like stuff that isn't human. That's all it takes to be an anomaly level. And this is the vent section I was talking about. I couldn't remember exactly where it was. Vents are very slow, very annoying. We don't like them. And so here we're gonna get our little introduction after disabling some barriers, and we're gonna be introduced to our little friend, who is, we're gonna see him. It's been a minute. Mothman. He's a very fun fella. He doesn't actually. He's pretty harmless, honestly. This guy just kind of sucks at his slide kicks and can't escape in time. But he's the way that they checked off the horror box on Steam tags. They just needed this one guy. So he's pretty harmless, nothing really scary about him. But we're back to just slide kicking through the level to find Dr. Emerson in yet another waiting section. Isn't that our favorite? This guy is going to be exploding and just doing all sorts of stuff. I'm honestly not too sure what he's doing. So yeah. Now, how you feeling about the run so far?
Pretty fine. I hope you didn't catch earlier. Someone walked in.
No one noticed. Alright, and he broke through the barrier, naut shot him, and so he can get some infinite stamina, so he doesn't have to slow down a little bit for movement, and now he's going to be killing all these guys as fast as he can. There is a little bit of a strategy. You can kind of just kill them as they spawn in sometimes. It'll happen eventually. If not, then it's fine. It's marathon slowness, so it's okay. Yeah, this is kind of just these little buggers are pretty easy to take care of. They kind of just swarm you. They're not they're not like annoying or anything. Their entire idea is that they swarm you and slowly damage you with acid, and they die in like pretty much one hit no matter what you do. I think the only thing that doesn't kill them in one hit is whacking them, but that just goes for all of the games. So I believe it's done, so he's just waiting for a door to break open so he can continue on with the level. And now we are going to, I believe we're coming up on our first encounter with Mothman. Like the first time he tries jump scaring us. Though most people who played this game probably didn't actually get scared. But regardless, we are on a little bit of a chase sequence. He's supposedly following us, but I don't think I've ever actually seen him. So we're just going to be running through some acid that damages us, but since we're on easy mode, it doesn't really do much, so we're not too worried about health. And also, we're just going fast. He's throwing a grenade at that door to kill some guys, to keep some stamina going. As said before, this run is very much anytime you're not in an arena, you want to be killing as many things. And this is Dr. Emerson, the man we were supposed to save, but he's dead. And if you've played the DLC, you'll know that he comes back, but for speedrun purposes, we play on a patch before the DLC came out, so we don't get to see that, or any of the DLC weapons. Not that they're any good anyways. I believe we are coming up on the final mini area of the run that is inside. We're gonna come outside in a minute. Yeah, so here we have, there's a little bit of movement, and he's gonna unlock a door coming up, but effectively what's gonna happen is, actually I'll just wait just cause it is kind of funny. But yeah, we're just gonna open this door and we're gonna keep on going. There isn't really much special to this area other than more slide cancels. What we used to do in terms of movement in general was just slide cancel whenever we had infinite stamina, and then do slide jumps, which he's doing right now. Which for this rocky terrain is just more important. So here what we're gonna do is he's gonna skip this cutscene, and then all these reactors are open. We're gonna grab the little monster guys, and we're gonna throw them into the reactor. Nice. That was weird. Okay, so for the record, they're not supposed to get caught up on geometry. I've never seen that before. Yeah, we're just gonna throw all these guys at the reactors, get some infinite speed, and then we don't need to worry about the stamina right now just because Mothman's right here. This is our final, second to last encounter with him. And this is an actual chase sequence, and you can see that with the little Call of Duty looking circle that follows, half circle that follows you. We're just evacuating, getting to an elevator as fast as possible, and then I believe we wait for 2.5 minutes until this elevator goes. So what Naut's gonna do, and what every runner does, just because otherwise you're just running in circles, is you're just gonna chill right here. And so when the elevator opens, the door opens, he pulls you right in. So we're just low enough for that, and Mothman is AI just kind of bugs out because he's supposed to be chasing you, but you're in a spot that he can't reach. So he just kind of chills there, and we just wait. Now would be a perfect time to go use the bathroom if you've been sitting there for a while, because there's genuinely nothing going on here. But otherwise, now, how you feeling?
And
yeah. Wait, what the?
I stood in the wrong place. I forgot I was even crouching.
It's fine. It only loses like half a second at most.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's gonna be a black screen for a little bit. People are gonna be yelling at you, saying you're slow and whatever, but this is supposed to be a huge lore section, but again, nobody really cares because we'd rather trepang all over the place than listen to people talk. But that's like my biggest problem with the run, but it's not that big of a deal. Just all the waiting for cutscenes and stuff like that. It's a little annoying, but oh well.
Wait, I'm picking up a signal from 106.
And now we are on to the final mini section of the run. We have to kill these 4 guys to get a cutscene to go a little bit faster. You gotta be a little closer. There you go. And now this is Mothman. We're gonna go into slow-mo with 2 bullets left, and that should kill him. And that's exactly what he did. He killed him really fast by hitting a weak spot in slow-mo. And now it's another waiting section, but if he pulls it off right, you can just stand on the helicopter. You got it. I believe.
Okay.
I believe.
Yes!
Yeah! Let's go! And now we're just gonna chill until the fade out, but that's Pandora Institute. And now we're gonna, when we get back to the safe house, because we're in new game, we have to watch some lore dumping, because I guess they can't do that during the actual game. So we're gonna be running to the left to take a different route. I believe this is the last time we have to do anything special in the safe houses and just run and select a mission. But if you want to show them, jumping into that elevator corner glitches you back into the middle, the back right. Other one. Oh, it's fine. We can show it when we come back. Yeah, we're just gonna wait there. Now it's gonna jump back up just to save a little bit of time. Yeah, if you jump into the back left corner, like jump into it in the elevator, then it'll glitch you back to the center. But now it's going for speed, so we don't goof around with that. Just watch another Trepang run, and it'll, watch like Blood Thunder's GDQ run of this. He shows it off. And then he's just gonna spam through this little robot guy that we saw in level 1, just trying to say like, oh, someone's lying to you. But I think we can trust them. And now we're just heading back to the top, and we're actually gonna select a mission, which is the hardest level in the game, in restricted. Jorvik Castle, the restricted run killer, some might like to say. I don't know how many times Naut has reset to this level. I can guarantee that in unrestricted, it's just as much of a pain in the ass.
More than it counts. As an inside joke, almost the worst level in existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting a phone call, but they can cope. Um, so we're just gonna go through this cutscene, and then we're on to our first arena. He's gonna kill this guy coming up just for some stamina to get over there faster, and then swag shred. Aw, okay. So he's gonna kill all these guys, so that he can spawn the next wave of people for the arena. One thing that you can note is that where the snipers from above are aiming, that's where you'll see. That's where some guys should be. What was that? There's some little dude that flickered all over the place.
And now this is hide and seek extreme feat British cultists.
Yep. Yeah, that's the other faction, the cultist levels. So we're gonna go invisible so that we can kill these guys as fast as we can. Oh no, that's unlucky. Normally they'd pop out, but they just didn't. And then we're gonna run over here. As long as you kill these guys fast, doesn't matter. They like to throw fire, but we're in easy mode, so like easy mode is a very nice thing to have for this run because I tried doing an insane mode run or whatever it's called, and no thank you. We're gonna that was actually a really good, other than that one just bad RNG area, that was a pretty good courtyard. Where he threw that smoke grenade to call a helicopter to drop some ammo and stuff for him, and then we're gonna get going to the next area. But does shooting that is that shooting that faster?
Apparently, yeah. I tried doing it once without shooting it. It was like slow.
Oh, nice. That's good to know. I always pick it up because I'm always out of ammo in this part. But so again, I'm gonna talk about unrestricted a lot just because I'm a pleb. But we skip this fight. We skip everything coming up basically. But we're gonna be running through, killing some guys, and just to get to the next area. All these cultists are. Honestly, I think the cultists are the most annoying enemies in the game, just because they're like little bugs. They just show up all over the place, and they just get annoying. But we're gonna run through these doors and source assets coming up, but they're looking for a Dr. Kramer or something like that. I always hear that name, but I actually just don't know who he is. And now we're coming up on the Enforcer fight. So we're gonna kill these guys first. I kinda didn't see if you actually shot the guy yet. But basically the Enforcer is a boss that I don't like, but he made quick work with it. You kinda just wanna shoot his head a couple of times and shoot him again. And then that's a pretty easy fight. But then you have to wait a lot more again. But it's some good time to just mess around and look at some dead bodies. For the record, this game is very graphic sometimes, just with its blood, nothing else too crazy. But I probably should have mentioned it at the beginning of the run, but if you are sensitive to blood and gore, maybe don't watch this one. But we're finished. The door's gonna open up in a second. So we're gonna be heading back to the courtyard to take care of some gooners who spent a little too much time in the Trepang chamber. Very vague, but very suspicious. I don't even know what these guys are cultists for. I'm gonna be real. They just kind of say cultists and then call it a night. But we're gonna be headed back to the courtyard now with some clean movement, taking out these guys as they come along, going invisible for these explosive lasers, because when you're invisible they don't affect you. and we obviously want to be moving as much as possible, so it's one of the few times we use invisibility, other than the beginning of the run and maybe later, not too sure. Yeah, so we're head back to the main area. Now it's gonna pick up a little explosive spike gun, which he'll be using just in a moment before he swaps it out with a grenade launcher. And then, yeah, so he's got to take out Horizon real quick. Hide and Seek Mark II. My best guess is that this is where all the runs go to die in all of these arenas, but is that correct?
Not really. It's
Wait, where did runs die? 'Cause that's where I'd assume they would.
courtyard.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So here he's gonna be shooting the explosive darts at the helicopter as they spawn in, so he can just take care of it really fast. We switch to the grenade launcher to make the next area a lot easier. And now we're going to be looking for Spectre 3 team who got lost during this mission, and we're gonna find where they are to see, well, so we can recover as many people as possible. But regardless, this is more movement, and I can finally commentate without second guessing myself because I'm familiar with this. So here we have to, so that's Spectre's man, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna head down and then, nice. We're gonna head down and then we're gonna be inspecting all of the bodies over here. Basically these are all Spectre's team. It doesn't really matter what order you get them in. There are some that, it's kind of optional on which ones you get, because there's a few that you can pick from, but the idea is that we're just getting the idea that this team is dead. And then this part's always confused me, but you have to wait a second until you can look at and then we're gonna download Spectre 3 helmet for just to figure out what happened to them, and then we're gonna be introduced to one of our good friends coming up. So after this downloading section, it's gonna happen. We're gonna see what happens, but it's just a little bit of waiting. So yeah, this is one of the only cutscene in the run that you don't have to skip, because the enemies spawn no matter what you do in the same amount of time. But this is the Patriarch. He is another one of the subjects that because we're 106, we saw 105's dead body, and that, I don't know what number they were, but basically these are just subjects, experiments or whatever, to make the perfect super soldier. He was one of them, but he got out of their grasp and joined the dark side or something like that. But I believe that's what all these cultists are for. But now we're doing another wave arena fight where we're just going to kill them as the cultists as they come out of the door. And just hope that there's no stragglers, but unfortunately there is, but it's not that big. And then now it's just going to take care of that last team. He's going to get some, reload his gun before we come up across the flesh golem. He's going to keep his shotgun ammo at 2 because there's a mechanic in this game that I didn't explain well earlier, where if your some of your weapons, if they are at like a very low amount of ammo, then their weapon does more damage. So what we're going to do is, since this happens pretty fast, we're going to shoot the flesh golem in the head twice, hopefully hitting the head. Sometimes we'll miss. And then reload, shoot him in the head again, and then reload, shoot him in the head again. That's the fastest way to kill him. I don't believe we found anything faster, but like, there are some hypotheticals, but none of them have gone to test. This is a very consistent way to do it. And this is the flesh golem. This is what our Spectre 3 team became. But yeah, he made quick work of him, and now we're just gonna be heading out of this area and back to courtyard, where that's the big run killer and restricted. But first, we get to get up close and personal with our good friend. I believe my splits for this level are Batman referenced solely because of this one guy looks like he'd be in the Batman movies, but I don't know. That's just a me thing. I like to name my splits something silly, so we're gonna jump kick up here. It looked a little slow, but that is actually still a little bit faster than just going up the stairs. So it is worth it to get that jump kick in there. We're gonna collect some grenade launcher ammo to make quick work of these guys. And then this is the syringe that gives us dual wielding. You have to collect this. We don't dual wield at all in the run, just because realistically it doesn't mean much. It's just slower to try and dual wield things. Reload animations are slower. The only benefit is that you shoot faster, but honestly it all makes up in time when you reload in the same amount of time that you might have saved. But we're in Courtyard 3, which is everyone's least favorite hide and seek game ever. So we're just gonna hopefully kill these guys as fast as possible. I know I mentioned earlier that the sniper lasers are kind of helpful, but not really. And now it has fogs and stuff disabled in the settings, so you can just see these guys spawn in and kill them as they come in. And then he's gonna kill these guys as fast as he can, but as they come out of the door. That looks good. Hopefully no stragglers. Gonna do the same thing, and then I believe there's a third one, but we got the good old staying in the fences again. And this third one, if he does this perfectly, there shouldn't be too many more that he has to kill, if none at all. But there's a little bit. One stayed. It always happens. There's no avoiding it. And now we're gonna get to the basement after our team shows up to protect the area. Switch back to this spike exploding weapon because we're gonna upgrade it to something else to take care of the final boss faster. But other than that, it's just a waiting game until we get to the bottom. There's a bit of timing. You can lose time if you're already standing. But from the looks of it, we're good. Here's another just wait. You can kill them if you'd like, but it literally does nothing. You can't really die here. I think I've been damaged a few times, but again, we're in easy mode. I'm pretty sure the game just heals you sometimes in easy mode. So yeah, we're just waiting for the thing to go all the way to the bottom. It takes a little bit. You can't even walk out even when you can see it. So whatever. You can just stand on walls though. It's kind of fun. But as soon as it gets down, we're gonna open this door and we're coming up on the final section before the final boss. After we upgrade our weapon, he's gonna pick up a weapon part. This is the penetrator for the gun, and this basically is a more precise but harder to aim with, harder to longer reload shotgun. It's very powerful. Generally, it's just kind of a choice on whether or not you use the shotgun for some of these guys. Now he's gonna slow-mo jump kick, which gives a lot more momentum. Oh, unfortunate. And so he's gonna jump kick slow-mo all the way to the top. Alright. Maybe one more go? I think we got it. Come on, we have a dream. Alright, it is a little tough. I do it in a different spot that is a bit harder whenever I did runs, but we got it. Fourth tries the charm, as they say. Definitely not third. But, yeah, and then he's gonna do the invisibility cloak thing again. He actually timed that very well. That was actually it's really hard to get all three of the lasers in one single slow-mo. But, now it did it anyways, so. Now we're coming up on the final boss of the level. So this strategy, he has the penetrator. He's gonna go into slow-mo right in front of the guy, shoot him in the head with the penetrator 3 times, which does tons of damage. Basically, we're 2 cycles in the boss. You can only kill him in 2 cycles. There's no real faster way. But if he just gets them all headshots, he got it. Normally in a casual playthrough, you'd probably get it in 3 or 4 cycles, but we just do that to get it in 2. That was a very good final boss fight, though. So good for now. And now, they're gonna pretend that we're like sad that that like somebody died. He's technically our brother, but he tried to kill us first, so it's okay. And now we're on. I kind of forgot what this level was called.
Site 83.
Yeah, Site 83. Thank you. So this is another anomaly-like level. Half of Pandora Institute. If you're familiar with internet culture, you will be jumping out of your seat with joy for this section. So, yeah, I guess I'll explain. So, the mask, the little border around the screen that's all of a sudden there, it's a small meme in the Trepang speedrunning community where Maxi Lobes at GDQ didn't know what the mask was. But it's only present in this level for any of the any percent runs, and it basically just slows you down and restricts your vision, but it's barely noticeable, and it doesn't take too long to get rid of it. So yeah, we're just gonna be waiting for this door for this elevator to finish up. It's really slow, it's a lot of waiting. Honestly, I don't understand why Naut likes this category because there's a lot of waiting.
I mean, I had a few friends who ran this, and I was like, you know what, it seems interesting.
Yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, I started running it because of Blood Thunder's GDQ run.
Shit, we got heat.
Yeah, and then I burnt out.
Looks like this Odin is the one going to get sacrificed today.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is just a little fun game. I guess it's whoever says a specific line, right?
Whoever's in front, like.
Oh. Okay. Oh, is it like? Do they die from an NPC or do they like you kill them?
I killed them.
Okay. So, yeah, he's killing them for stamina because killing any NPC gives you stamina. I believe the other guy tries to kill you since you killed one guy earlier at the beginning of the level, but they kind of suck at the game, so they can't really shoot us fast enough. Yeah, so this level's supposed to have a weird, spooky atmosphere, with like shower heads and stuff like that, but if you've played any Dead Space or Silent Hill game, you're kind of numb to shower scares by this point. Yeah, so the thing about the mask is that you can tell like Naut's movement is slightly slower. That's not his fault. It's just it's just the mask makes you move less. It's a little annoying, but honestly, my personal least favorite part is just the fact that it restricts your vision. But he's gonna go through another vent, so it's just a waiting game. A part of me wishes, but I can't really do much about it, that this like you could blow yourself up for momentum like it's a Source game, but you can't, and it's not that big of a deal. And realistically, it'd probably make the run not as fun because you'd just be blowing yourself up, and it'd just turn into an ultra kill speedrun. But yeah, so it's just moving around the level. We're getting to a scary sequence, jump scare. But the mask is broken, so we're taking it off finally. So we can finally see the world in ray tracing again, 4K, HDR, 720p, I don't know. But now we're gonna be doing a little sneaky section. So that little shadow thing, if it catches you, then geometry got stuck in walls. Nice. But if it catches you, then it sends you all the way back to the start, and then it messes up the cycles, but he always starts on the same cycle. So if we take this very specific route, then he can't get to us, and then we just start running, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's just like he's not supposed to be able to catch you. We're gonna kill this guy, and now we're gonna be running through the level again. And so here's a bit of so if you're excited for the reference, welcome to the back rooms. It's kind of on the nose with how this game's trying to be a little bit scary, but honestly, I just start laughing whenever I see back rooms or any liminal spaces nowadays. It is a really cool movement section, though. I will give it that. There's a lot of obstacles in the way that you have to jump over, timing it perfectly. It's a very good time to practice to get some cool slide movement going, and ultimately, that was it's a pretty fun section. I'll admit. We're gonna be so that we have to. So the door's gonna shut behind us and whatever. But we're just opening this door, going through the different entrance, and yeah. And now we're coming up on a little fun elevator skip. We usually have to wait, but if now we can just pull it off, he's gonna jump through and then he's gonna pause to reset his momentum. And because pausing pauses everything, even your momentum, so he can just reset it and then just walk through the bottom like he's in the air. If he timed it right, which I believe he did, if you walk to the end past this guy, then you don't have to wait like an extra 3 seconds to wait until it teleports you back. You can just hit the trigger immediately. And now it's more backrooms moving. Again, very fun, very cool movement, especially when you can kill some guys and it'll save you extra time without having to do slow-mo for stamina. Keep in mind, something to note is that every time he hits slow-mo, he is effectively pressing 3 buttons within like quick succession of each other. He's pressing his slide button, and then his crouch button to cancel the slide, and then he's pressing his Q button to reset the slow-mo to give him some more stamina. It's very precise. It's just pretty impressive that he can just manage to do that for like a whole hour. And now we're coming up on another wave fight section with some weird collisions. He's gonna be activating all these ghosts in front of some power boxes that we have to kill some guys in order to activate. And then once he gets through that, some guys are gonna come down an elevator, and he's hopefully gonna get there in time. And he did. Yeah, and so he's gonna throw a grenade at them, and then grenade launch them, killing pretty much all of them as fast as he can. And then it's like waiting you wait a little bit just for these anomaly sections, like these little lightning strikes, just to let him use the power box. But we're basically just trying to break the shields that are around this Subject 83 guy behind us. And in order to do that, we have to turn off all the breaker boxes. No, turn them on, and we're gonna blow him up with a turret. I'm stupid. But he's just, it's a little bit, the only hard part about this area, other than like just timing everything correctly, is just remembering where all these breaker boxes are. I tend to forget the first one. Good old armored enemy being annoying, but can't really do much about that. And then I believe we're coming up on one final wave before we can finish off the level. But first we have to break this box. We have to turn on the circuit breaker box. It's fun times for all the family to just wait for the ghosts in your house to get out of the circuit breaker. But we're coming up on the last little wave. Nothing special about it. It's pretty much more of the same. Yeah, we do this in unrestricted too. This is probably the least glitched level, if you ask me. Unrestricted has skip in every level, but this one, it basically just skips the first half, and then once the mask breaks, then it's broken. But he's gonna turn on this circuit breaker. He stood on top of it just so that he could hit there faster. And then we're gonna hit a turret. Make sure you don't try picking up the books, the little box, the little lore thing, and you can fire the laser, and that is Knight 83. That was a pretty good level. He did that pretty well, if you ask me. A few mess ups, but you can't get a perfect. No run is perfect. Feels good actually seeing the no geometry out there, because in unrestricted we skip a trigger that deletes a certain part of the level. So at this end segment, it's pretty funny. We just see pretty much half of the level just floating above the crater. But that's the end of the level. On to the safe house because we're coming up on the final level. So pretty fun. This level, I'm not too it's obnoxious, I'll say that. There are some tricks, I believe now it doesn't do a certain skip that opens a door early. just because it's annoying. But Horizon HQ, at least in Unrestricted, is the hardest level in the game. But here it's just a little annoying. But it does have some cool tricks that we are allowed to do in Restricted. So, but it still has that cool movement that everyone knows and loves in Restricted, that cool combat. But we do a boss fight skip at the end of the level, so be excited for that. But for starters, we're going to be running through the sewers.
All teams in position.
Drinking some water real quick, but running through the sewers, just trying to blow up an institute. If you played Titanfall 2, then this section looks kind of familiar. But he's just going to blow up some pillars in the ground. I guess it might have, I don't know if it happens a few times or if this is the only time it does it. But the further we get into the run, the less I'm familiar with Restricted. But yeah, he's just placing some bombs, and we're continuing on with the level. I guess you picked up dual grenade launchers at some point. I didn't notice it, but I guess it kind of just gave it to you, so we'll take it. Dual grenade launchers are always nice. That's what I was talking about with the dual weapons. It's just very powerful, but reloading is a bit slower, so generally it's not as useful, but here it's useful. And now we are on the streets. This movement is pretty impressive if you can do it well. Running around the entire, running through cars is pretty fun. Some runners will go through around the outside, which is a bit slower, but it's fast. It's fine anyways. He's gonna start this bomb, and then he's gonna go pick up a minigun, right? Nope. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, the unrestricted in my brain is because the boss fight skips differently in unrestricted, so yeah. So he's just gonna go through here, and then he's gonna kill all these guys. There is an actual skip that's possible that is allowed in restricted, but it is very annoying, and I guarantee that if he did it, then he'd be in this area a lot longer. It's a very hard trick. It's barely marathon safe. So, even though this is an offline run, this is basically our first recording attempt. But we're coming up. He's just killing off these guys. I guess I'll talk about armored enemies since they're kind of prevalent. They're just annoying. That's pretty much it. But yeah, so that skip basically just we have to kill all these guys to open the elevator. But the skip I was talking about, you basically climbed on top of that and jumped into a trigger. But now we're gonna open up a door, and I'm gonna do my absolute best to explain it here, because we skip pretty much the entire level from here in unrestricted. So I'll do my best, but it's another arena section here. That's something that's pretty big with restricted, sorry. You can also consider this an all arenas category if you've seen Shadow Warrior 3 and stuff like that. Because you don't miss a single one of them in this run. So we're just trying to get to the top of the tower because we're gonna try killing the owner of Horizon HQ, the CEO. But since we're a super soldier, everyone's pretty much lost hope on us because, well, they've lost hope because we are such a powerful super soldier. We're one man annihilating the entire thing. But we're coming up on the boss skip. So here it's an invisible brain that you just cannot see, but you pick up the minigun in a different spot, but we're going to be shooting an invisible brain, basically, and then, I believe he just has to, he just shoots one more, and then that's the end of Horizon HQ. We are coming to the final level of the run. That was a very good Horizon HQ, though, I'll say that much. Yeah, in In restricted, it's a lot. It's a pretty straightforward level. There isn't much difficulty to it. It's just go through the arenas as fast as you can and get through the level as fast as you can. I'll just ramble about unrestricted more because I'm still salty. Yeah, you skip a lot of this level. And it's really hard. But here we're getting betrayed. They're basically going to knock us out, and they're going to try to incinerate us because they don't need 106 anymore. However, we're not big fans of that. They betrayed us right at the end. Funny enough, this like 10-second segment is a split. So, but it's pretty funny to gold split because it's damn near impossible, and it doesn't really matter. But once this loading screen finishes up, we're coming to the last section of the game. So this is an unskippable cutscene, but this guy is going to be. They're going to try incinerating us, but we are so powerful that we actually manage to break out of it. We steal his gun, punch him way too hard, and then we're escaping. He never shoots the second handcuff, so I'm kind of confused on how he gets out. But now we're just waiting. We can do some fun goofing around until this door opens. Once the door cracks, we're just gonna kind of push through them all. No reason to really shoot them. You can. It might save like a quarter of a second at most. We just gotta hit that trigger so that this next area starts up. But the silo doesn't open. They blew up the door, so it doesn't work anymore. So now we have to do it in a different way. So now, once this door opens, you're gonna see a little flash, I believe. No, you didn't? Okay. We're gonna kill him, grab a shotgun. I usually see it, maybe it's Discord compression, but blow up these reactor walls so that we can get through the door. And we're about to meet 107 in about a minute. But we first gotta get through here. This is another arena. Ran out of ammo, unfortunately. Yeah, so Riot Shield guys, if you're a Call of Duty player, you know, Riot Shields are annoying. You basically just have to, what Naut does is he shoots their feet or whacks them. There's a couple ways that you can slide to them. This is 107, a very annoying boss, but in easy mode he's a lot easier. He's basically us, but way faster, and he throws knives. I believe what Naut does is a little bit of a manipulation so that he always goes for a specific spot, and then he just does max amount of damage to him as possible. Uses some explosives to do a lot more damage. Effectively killing him. You can't really speed up this fight at all. It's kind of just a you have to beat him in the same amount of cycles every time, but it is good to get him damage down in earlier cycles, so it's less in later cycles. You get a little bit harder, but yeah. We're going downstairs. We're gonna take a little bit more of a lore dump, but we're gonna basically be blowing up the reactor to destroy the facility. Which they mentioned earlier in the game, where they said that, oh, if emergency, blow them up. We also got our arm chopped off in a cutscene that we skipped, so we no longer have access to dual wield, and we have to kill everything with one hand. But it really doesn't make much of a difference at all. We're kicking instead of punching, big whoop. But it is a little bit of the geometry here is a little bit weird, so we're just running around. Some pillars, they like to hide in some weird spots. But time, that is time. Yeah. So I've been Batchee. That was Trepang2. Now, if you want to say your goodbyes, I'm doing pretty good for myself. So.
Yeah. So that was Trepang2. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, what was the final time on that?
It was like 15:38 because the auto splitter didn't stop.
Oh, oof. We might need to redo that, but it's fine.
It's fine. I mean, I'll just say it's 5038.
Yeah. All right.